Pope Leo XIV, Angelus, St. Peter's Square, on Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Dear brothers and sisters, happy Sunday. The parable that we hear in today's Gospel, he's referencing Luke 16, 1-13, makes us reflect on our use of material goods and, in general, how we administer the most precious good of all, our very life. In the story, we see a steward summoned by the rich man for, quote, an accounting, end quote, of his management. Here we are presented with an image that conveys something important. We're not the masters of our lives or the goods we enjoy. Everything has been given to us as a gift by the Lord, who has entrusted this to our care, our freedom, and our responsibility. One day we'll be called to give an account of how we have managed ourselves, our possessions, and the earth's resources, before both God and humankind, before society, and especially before those who will come after us. The steward in this parable had, up to this point, sought only his own profit. When the day comes for him to give an account and the position is taken away from him, he has to consider what to do to secure his future. In this difficult situation, he realized that the accumulation of material goods is not the highest value, for the riches of this world are passing. Then he has a brilliant idea. He calls the debtors and cuts their debts, renouncing the portion that would have gone to him. In this way, he loses material wealth but gains friends who will be ready to help and support him. Taking his cue from the story, Jesus exhorts us, make friends for yourselves by means of dishonest wealth, so that when it's gone, they may welcome you into the eternal homes. Indeed, the steward in the parable, even while managing the dishonest wealth of this world, succeeds in finding a way to make friends, leaving behind the solicitude of his own selfishness. How much more then must we, who are disciples living in the light of the gospel, use the goods of this world in our very lives with a view to the true wealth, which is friendship with the Lord and with our brothers and sisters. Dear friends, the parable invites us to ask ourselves, how are we managing the material goods, the resources of the earth, and our very lives that God has entrusted to us? We can follow the way of selfishness, placing wealth above all else and thinking only of ourselves. But this isolates us from others and spreads the poison of competition, which often fuels conflict. Instead, we can recognize everything we have as a gift from God, to be managed and used as an instrument for sharing, to create new networks of friendship and solidarity, to work for the common good, and to build a world that is more just, equitable, and fraternal. Let us pray to the Virgin Mary that she may intercede for us and help us manage well, with justice and responsibility, what the Lord has entrusted to us. Then after the Angelus, the Holy Father said, I warmly greet to all of you present in St. Peter's Square and those connected through the media. I address first of all the representatives of various Catholic associations engaged in works of solidarity with the people of the Gaza Strip. Dear friends, I appreciate your initiative and many others throughout the Church that express closeness to our brothers and sisters who are suffering in that tormented land. Together with you and with the pastors of the churches in the Holy Land, I repeat, there is no future based on violence, forced exile, or revenge. The people need peace. Those who truly love them work for peace. I greet the pilgrims from the Diocese of Mindelo, Cape Verde, and those from the Diocese of Como, and also the groups from Angola, Poland, in particular from Beijing, Ciudad Real in Spain, Porto in Portugal, and Monsana in Tanzania. I greet the priests of the Society of Jesus who are beginning a course of study in Rome, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, the faithful from Sora, Pescara, Macerata, San Giovanni in Marignano, Venice, Bassano del Grappa, Santa Caterina, Villahermosa, Taranto, Somma, Vesuviana, Ponzano, Romano, and various groups from the Diocese of Padua. I'm pleased to welcome the choir in the Verona Bar Association, the Women's Choir Malo in Vicenza, the Oasi Nazareth Foundation of Corato, and the H. Earth Mani e Cuore Association. I also offer a special remembrance for the people suffering from Alzheimer's and ataxia. Thank you all, and I wish everyone a blessed Sunday.